But you were so successful during your time at Xavier. 4-year starter, averaged double figures every year, scored over 2,000 points as a player, just under 900 rebounds as well. And once again,
Yeah.
shows the value of your game on both sides of the floor. Played in 4 NCAA tournaments. Now that you've been away from the program for a number of years, how do you look back at your time at X?
Wow. I mean, it's I can never take anything away for that. To be part of one of the great, programs, playing 4 years and finish school there, it's like family to me. This place is very like home to me. I put it like I always say. People ask me, "What Xavier is?" I say, "This is my home." I feel like this is home. I had a great memory there. I have a great life there. People just unbelievable on the run. It's just like family. Like every time I go back there, I feel like home. That's the thing I like about it.
All right, on the last podcast interview for the Xavier Basketball 100 Years Podcast interview series brought to you by Heartland Bank, I welcome in Xavier Hall of Famer Romain Sato into the podcast. Romain obviously had an amazing career during his time at X and has become such a great ambassador for the program throughout his professional career. Thank you as always for checking out this podcast series and enjoy this interview with Romain Sato. Well, and your story to Xavier and the professional basketball is different than most players, especially I know when it comes to Xavier, your story of how you got there, much
Yeah.
different than any other player.
Hmm.
Earlier years you were in the Central African Republic, and maybe for
Yeah.
those that haven't lived in those conditions or even ever been to Central African Republic, how would you explain your early years and, maybe what is one of the biggest misconceptions people in general have of Africa?
Most people already know Africa. A lot of people don't know because you never been in, so you don't know how it is. But life is different. It's not same in America and all that. Like I said, I have a great opportunity to come with a exchange program student, and I'm a lucky one. Like I said, and to come over there and be able to go to school here and you know have a great career playing basketball and going to school and get education. It's amazing. That's how I was. If I can't help people doing that, that would be the best thing. Because it's the best thing to live in a country like a country is not my country. To be honest with you, is not. It's not like a some African country. My country is a very poor country. Things there is just civil war going on from long time, even before I left to now, it's still going on. So it's never get better, you know. But I just be blessed to get up and be able to do what I'm doing, and it's amazing.
So when you were younger, maybe how did your family, your parents explain to you what was going on around you? Because when you're a young person, you don't know anything else. All you know
No,
is what is surrounding you. So,
yeah.
were they able to kind of prepare you to leave and eventually come to the U.S. and have that culture shock in Dayton, Ohio?
No, you don't prepare for that. You just day, in Africa, you live day by day. You never know what's tomorrow, what's the next day. I just, you don't prepare like something say, okay, in a couple of years I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. No, it's today, tomorrow, tomorrow. It's basically that's our life in Africa is. So you might be lucky to live long, you might not. You might be lucky to see tomorrow because the civil war going on. So a lot of people get killed in the fight and all that. The rival wanna come and take the country. It's basically always something. So we just hope one day we'll get better. But imagine since I was there to now, still going on. So my parents always hope, anything come out better for me to go to school, and I got a chance, and just to leave the country is it's just a blessing.
Do you remember when you started playing basketball and maybe realizing that this could be an avenue for you?
No, I
In
really
the
didn't
game
think.
for you?
I didn't really think like that. To me, it's just all about playing soccer. We playing soccer because we playing the sport growing up. So we never know. He might be professional playing. But in my country is no professional basketball. He might just play in a league, but it's not something like professional wise. So we never take that serious. And then back in the day, soccer dominated because soccer is the men's sport. That's the soccer everybody watching this country playing soccer. So when I started getting better playing basketball, I kind of love it. Start working hard. Like, wow, one day I can be able to do something with this. If we like be able to all go somewhere in Europe, and play ball. If we succeed in Africa, but it's never easy. I mean, so yeah, but we always have this in your mind. But I started playing basketball when I was 14. So my favorite sport was always playing soccer. Growing up. So we playing different sports, playing tennis, we playing volleyball, we playing everything. And then when we finish everything, we come back and start playing basketball. Basketball was always the last in the mind. But when I started get better and I started playing, I was like, whoa, okay, I can follow this sport. That's why I stick with that.
That's pretty cool. What was most difficult about moving away from home and going to Dayton? I mean, there was a language barrier there. You spoke five
Ooh.
languages, but you didn't speak English. So how did
No,
you get around that?
that's tough, to be honest with you. I mean, it's like, imagine you go somewhere, you speak English all your life and you go somewhere, you have to learn different language, like, you have to start over, you know? So it's not easy, I mean, it's just tough. When my first, I don't know, to tell you the honest, when I got there, I was like, whoa, what I'm getting myself to. I can't go to school. I don't speak the language. Nobody speaks French. Nobody speaks this. So, I mean, I don't know. But I just like feel like, this is a language. My parents did a good job. My parents in Ohio. When I got there, everything I used just to, right now we got our translate and then Google and all that. But back in the day, we didn't have that.
That's true.
So all we do is just have a dictionary, trying to look what I need to eat, what I need to talk, what I need to say. But it's so tough, you know. And one day, you just stand down like, man, you can't communicate with nobody. I mean, you just like basically you do the sign language, just point things and this, and it's hard for you to. I feel like, man, what type of life I'm going to? It's not easy, but I mean, God is good, like I would say, And my parents did a great job. They did a great job of just teaching me, stay up late and trying to learn the language because the only way I can communicate, I have to learn. If I wanted to go to school and I wanted to do something, so I have to learn the language. And then, I mean, English is a tough language to learn, to be honest with you. I went overseas. I learned all Spanish and all different languages quicker. But English is just one of the languages like so tough to begin to learn.
From people I've talked to and kind of what I've read about you, words
Yeah.
that come to mind from people are winner, competitor. I'd imagine that didn't change on the practice court. Were you one of the guys on the team that made sure everybody was ready to go and led by example?
Yeah, man, that's just what I'm doing all my life. So I mean, I practice like I play a game. That's just the one thing. I don't know. Some people might tell you, even all over my career in Europe and everywhere, they'll tell you, all the coaches in Europe would say, I practice just like I play a game. I don't take any times off in practice or time off in the game. So that's why I prepare myself sometimes. Just the way I'm practice, I want to win. Even in practice, we playing 5-on-5, I want to win. That's how just the way it is. So, and it's the same way on the court when I play in the game. So it's true.
Yeah, so you don't necessarily buy into the Allen Iverson description of practice.
Nah, I
That,
don't, I
that's
don't, I don't learn that. I mean, you can even if you get a chance to talk to D West or Lionel Charm, all these guys, they know when we practice, we're in the opposite way. We get into. I mean, you're serious. Practice never just, we want to win. I mean, even if we do drill 3-on-3, 4-on-5, 5-on-5, and end of the practice, we just in the other team, you want to win. That's just the way it is, and that's where we play the game. So, man, nah, I personally have a different type of life.
yeah. You had some legitimate talent on those rosters at Xavier. Who was your matchup? Did Coach Mata always have the starting five versus the next five? Did he mix it up? Or, would he pin you against Lionel Chalmers day after day?
Well, it's always just like a different. We never just say, okay, that's the starting five we're gonna play, and that's the way. No, we know. Sometimes I will play against the D West most of the time in practice. I will play against the Charm a lot in practice. Sometimes I'll be in there. I mean, I would never just be like, okay, this is the 5 star we're gonna play against you. If we work on a game plan, sometimes you might do that, but just like the regular practice now, we never been Like I said, this 5 star will never be in the same team. He'll at least put like a 2 or 3 over there and put 2 on the other side, and that's how we practice, and we make it practice very comparable. So we fight, in the practice, and we plan hard to make each other better. So.
And your game, you took both sides of the ball very seriously. You weren't like me where defense was a little bit of an afterthought, right? You were taking care of everything on the offensive side, and you were the best defender. I mean, you were a lockdown defender. It didn't matter who you were guarding. Is that something that developed for you over time? It seemed like each year you were able to improve on your game in a few facets. So how did you approach that, mentally on both ends of the floor?
Well, it is just like the way That's the way I'm competitive by playing this game. This game, you just gotta play it both ways. You can't think about, okay, I'm only gonna play on offense and defense. I don't play much on defense. So to me, I gotta do it both ways. Sometimes my offense is not work out, but I feel like if I can play good defense, I can help my team that way, and we can be anybody. And if I can guard one of the best players there, that make call for him to score a lot of points, and my team will play well, and I will play well on the offense. That means that's a chance for us. I work on all the times. Every year is like talk to the coaches. What's my point? What I need to get it better on, and what I need to improve on the team. Defensively, it was my one thing. I want to play a good defense, and the offense is always working stuff out. When you play defense, you get a steal. The offense is not a problem. You can get the shot, you can get whatever you want. The offense, as long as you get a stop. So that's just the way I feel about basketball, and that's the way I play. So.
Do you remember any matchup in particular at the college level, or one player in particular that was maybe more difficult to guard? One guy as you were preparing for, you knew that you were going to be in for a war for 40 minutes?
I got a lot of great players in the college, and all of them even playing in the league. Mm-hmm. So it's every night is a battle, I knew my time is never going to be easy. You trying to play an offense and you trying to play defense against one guy, probably 90% of offense for him. So he's going to work hard, get to the screen. You're going to, just chase him all over. There's a lot of guys, I don't know. One guy, little guy playing from the green, whatever. Mm-hmm. He's fast. I got so many guys, even the guy passed away recently a couple of years, 2 years now, I don't know, Lasso Bowler. Mm-hmm. He's a tough guy to guard. And even, what's his name, Kyle Culver. Kyle Culver shoot everywhere. So, guard Kyle Culver is also tough, And you got to go, when we play Cincinnati, Cincinnati got all these guys. You have to defend them. Every night I feel like, I have to. And the thing about Coach, I like about Coach Mata, he put me anybody. He can put me, if you're playing four, I can guard 4 men, I can guard point guard. He can put me in 2-3, so I always mix it up. So, it kind of helped me a lot because when I prepared, I got to go against Solano in practice. He's one of the quickest guys in the league, too. So I had to guard him in practice. And now I got to guard guys and run off the screen. So, And I think it's a lot of guys in our league back in the day. They're all making the league and all great players, so.
Yeah, and preparing for each of those matchups a little bit different. You talked
about it's a little bit different.
4-man, you're bodying a little bit more in the post.
Exactly.
Out more physical. You play a guy like Kyle Corver, you're going a little bit more off a screening action, and then when you talk a team like St. Joe's, if you're guarding Jameer Nelson, Delonte West, now you're in for a one-on-one matchup, pick and roll.
Exactly. I even forget about this guy, Jameer Nelson,
It was so Coach Mata said, and I don't know if you would remember him, talking about what was a win when you played against a guy like Jameer Nelson. He was like, he needed to score less than the amount of shots that he took. So Coach Mata was like, if he scores 30 but shot 31 times, that's a win for Xavier. Do you remember sharing that with you guys?
Yeah, but, this is the same thing like when I prepare to guard guys. You cannot, I would say, I won't stop the guys to score 0 points. But basically, if you're going to score 10 points, you have to take a 20 shot, So that's just my mindset. I'm going to make it hard for him. Every ball is going to get, he's going to work hard. to get his shot up. And he's gonna take one of it. He might make one a tough one, but at least have to be more than his percentage, right? And I think that's true. Coach Mara said that. And when we beat St. Joe, when they're number one in a country like this in the tournament, all we're doing is just make it hard for these guys. We say, okay, you're gonna be out, you're gonna take a lot of shots, and we did it. So it's true.
Yeah, I didn't even want to bring up your ability to shoot the three-point shot because you made over 300 threes during your time at Xavier. You're still number one all time, which pains me. Being a three-point shooter, I remember hearing about Romain Sato, how good of a three-point shooter you were, and my goal was to catch you. I didn't quite get there, so
no, you didn't get there.
I did not get there. Trust me, I wanted to get there, and actually I couldn't talk to you until I was over it. I've been bitter about it for years, and then after my 30th birthday, I finally let it go. I wrote a letter to myself. I put it under my, and I had to let go of a few things, and that was one. But you were so successful during your time at Xavier. 4-year starter, averaged double figures every year, scored over 2,000 points as a player, just under 900 rebounds as well. And once again, it shows the value of your game on both sides of the floor. Played in 4 NCAA tournaments. Now that you've been away from the program for a number of years, how do you look back at your time at X?
Wow, I mean, it's I can never take anything away for that. To be part of one of the greatest, programs, playing 4 years and finish school there, it's like family to me. This place is very like home to me. I put it like I always say. People ask me, "What Xavier is?" I say, "This is my home." I feel like this is home. I had a great memory there. I have a great life there. People just unbelievable on the run. It's just like family. Like every time I go back there, I feel like home. That's the thing I like about it. So it's a lot of great memory in this place, and I'm just honored and privileged to be part of one of the best, programs. I can't. I always feel like I want to recruit anybody going there because that's just the best life you're gonna have. So.
Well, and you build up such a connection and relationship with your teammates, and you played with some special ones. Do you have any memories that stick out to you with your teammates? Maybe practice or travel or an in-game situation that sticks out to you?
I had a great relationship with so many guys. Even if you freshman, you came in, you under my arm, because I felt the same way when I got there my freshman year. D West is there, and a lot of these guys, helped me a lot, So every time when the guys came in, I have a good relationship with most of them. We had a great time. D West is always a part of it. When I got to Xavier, he showed me around and helped me a lot. Lionel Trump, they did the same things, and it make it easy for me to, be around. And I think that's when, that's the guys I was, kept talking to them, Anthony Coleman, all these guys, most of my teammates, like I played with Justin Doman for one season, but, we playing together overseas, and we always have a good, good time together, family, we know each other, we see talking. It's just a part of life and being family with these guys, so it's a great thing.
Well, one of the teams that everybody points to and talks about is the team 2003, 2004 that made that incredible run to the Elite Eight. The team started out a little bit slow, and you guys just went on a tear. What was it about that team that made you guys so special and gave you guys that ability to play at such a high level, that second half of the season?
Well, we started the season flat, and it's my senior year, and it's Alano last year, Anthony Miles last year. We were the senior looking around like, man, this is just gonna be world season for us, and we don't want to finish like this. We had a great 3 years. It's my last year. I don't want my last year to be like, oh, we didn't make it to the tournament, we didn't go anywhere. It's just, it's not a good. We want it to be finished like that. So, through the years, we're trying to figure it out when we need to get it done, but we can never get it right. In the first round of the season is the same thing, And one day we playing, I think the game result, we playing DW on DW, George Washington there, and we got beat by, I don't know, about 20 something, almost 30. you know. And from now, we just after that game, we just all got pissed. And I remember Coach Sean Miller, called me in his office the next day when we got home. He's like, after class, he called me. He's like, "Hey man, I went in his room." He said, it's either way you want this season to be something failure, or you want this season to be something you can remember for the rest of your life. Just go out there and do what you can do and help your teammates and just finish the season strong. We never know what can happen. One game or two games can change all season. So when he talked to me, he talked to Charm, he talked to Anthony. The coach, Matt, I talking to us about it, and we all senior got together. We had a little meeting. Just say, you know what? That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna push these young guys, and we got a lot of young guys that year. So we're gonna push them, and we're gonna just step up and do something happen, and to see what happens. That's our season turned around, the second round of the season, and when we got to the tournament, we know the way we've been playing, we can be anybody. So we didn't even scared for who's there, and we just going to play a whole game, and we know that's the only way we get a chance to make it in tournament. So, and we did, we made it happen. So.
Well, one of the games that the fan base still points to is that game against St. Joe's in the A10 tournament, and that team was special. I think they were number one in the country at that time. I don't believe they had lost a game in the season or in the A10 tournament, and that game wasn't even close. It was done from when the whistle started at 20 minutes. So, do you remember that game and how you guys were able to just dismantle that team?
Well, the crazy thing about it, everybody kind of thought, we didn't have no chance. And we're going to play against the number one, not only in the A10, but number one in the country. So, we all feel like, what? Hey, we playing this guy almost 3-4 years. We know them well. I'm playing against Jimmy Nelson, I'm playing against Deontay West, and all these guys. We all playing that league together, and all last year, too. So we feel like, we can beat them. They're not like a special. So we got a team we can compete. I would tell a guy, we must well against them. Because we can guard Jimmy Nelson, I can guard Deontay West, whatever. We can play defense. And I felt like, we all champs. I like our chances when we start. And in the morning, we feel like, okay, we got this. I just told the guy, we go out there, playing hard, give everything we got. And we did. And, they come out, they didn't believe we can beat them. So we just come out hard and just playing defense, and the offense is clicking, and we just get a stop and make a stop for them. And from there, they got nothing else to do. That's why we close up the game.
See, I was thinking it was just going to be like maybe a special cup of coffee or like a brand of Wheaties that you had before the game, because I'm taking notes here and I'm like, well, I'm going to start eating that every day. So it wasn't anything like that, which is unfortunate. It sounds like it was just hard work and dedication. Okay.
No, we just know if we can. Our goal is they're number one in the country. We can beat them, and they were number one in A10 that time. So if we can beat them number one in the country, be number one A10, hey, we can beat anybody. Because we know we match up with them. And in tournament, we know we can make a run and give us a chance to make it a tournament. And it's special, they're the number one seed. So, we feel like if we can beat them, and all guys believe it. We believe when we got to the locker room. And before the game, Lano talking, I just say, hey, guys, just go have fun. Coaches just say, hey, give everything we got. Mm-hmm. And just how it is. We prepare the game well. And I know we had a couple of days to prepare for them, and I feel like, we had a great preparation for the game and game plan and all that. If we can stick with our game plan, we got this. And that's how it happened.
Well, and then you guys delivered in the NCAA tournament as well. You were fantastic during that run. Lost to Duke in the Elite Eight, and I watched a little bit of that game tape here over the last week, and it seemed like Anthony Miles, especially in that second half, his physicality really set the tone against Sheldon Williams at Duke.
Oh, man, if he didn't foul out, we'd be in the Final Four.
So Coach Mata said the same exact thing, because I think he fouled out with about 7 or 8 minutes to go. And
yeah, he didn't foul out, we'd be in the Final Four. I knew that day. He's had a great game against he just dominated the paint. Mm-hmm. So we will give him the ball in the paint, and we'll make him dominate the paint so we're going to be able to play an outside game. Because now, he can't do anything else. You have to guard him in the paint. If you don't, hey, guess what? He's going to work today. Mm-hmm. So he did a great job in dominating the paint. And I just feel like it's just a bad time. And, coach is right, the guy's going to tap for him and waiting on the table, and he pick up his fair foul. You can't control that. I mean, coach, if his coach going back and thinking about it, he'll have him like a long time, like even before he pick up his 4-5. But he's playing great, and we 7 minutes to go. We feel like if he don't pick up these 4-5, we got a chance. But he pick up the four quick one, and next thing you know, he playing against the Duke. They're gonna protect their players, and I feel like the foul they gave him a fifth foul just to get him out because he's playing so good in the paint.
That I swear that happens to every team that plays against Duke. It just something
Exactly.
that happens, and Duke threw everything at you. I mean, they did not want you to beat them. I mean, did you
No,
feel like they were, guarding you differently, throwing multiple guys at you? I mean, they were definitely very keyed up on you on the perimeter.
no, they know the game is like, and then now if we are down in the game, they got no chance. So they will just put their body, they put everybody, go change the game. But okay, my goal is like, okay, if I can do it, I'm not scoring a lot, but and Anthony Miles is doing his job there, so we're gonna give him the ball till they stop him. No, they can't stop him. I mean, the only thing that's stopping it, I mean, I would never say referee change the game, but sometimes when you see it, you be like, man, this can go either way. If the referee didn't make that call, guess what? He stay on the court. Yeah, we beat Duke. I felt like that years we just playing great basketball in the tournament, and we can beat anybody in front of us, and we're playing well against them. Even all of us scared. Just know the way we playing, they got no chance. So Anthony fouled out. Even Anthony fouled out. We see got the game to the last minute. Now I have to move up. I have to play at the 4. Justin Duman has to play at the 5, and we got nobody else to defend the guy in the pen no more. That's why we struggle in the last 2-3 minutes.
Your winning didn't stop though. I mean, at the professional level, and not as many Xavier fans, have been able to watch your games overseas.
Yeah.
But you're an all-time great player on the international scene. 4 Italian league championships, league MVPs, a Spanish league title. I mean, you've lived a very unique life and an amazing life. Have you had time to think about everything that you've accomplished as a basketball player?
No, yeah, still clinging on my mind. Sometimes I'm like, well, man, God is good. That's what I always say to my kids. God is good. I've been through a lot in life, and man, I mean, even this, the most difficult thing in life is the last championship I won in the Spanish league. This is the toughest one because this team I've been in the 30 years, they never won championship in the Spanish league. So one of these championships in the Spanish league, I felt like, wow, man, I accomplished so much just to win this. In 30 years, the team haven't won it. So it's just the best feeling, Right now, it's just sometimes when I sit down looking around, it's not clicked yet. Maybe in a couple of years, I can start thinking more about it.
Yeah. How were you
Yeah.
able to sustain that success over such a long period of time? I'm always, amazed at players like yourself that are able to compete at such a high level for such a long time. Tom Brady is one of my favorite players, and it's
Yeah.
because of his longevity and his
Hmm.
commitment to detail and, taking advantage of each minute and each moment and each practice. Was it for you that allowed you that long-term success as a basketball player?
I mean, I just take care of my body, you know. That's the most thing. I mean, any guy who playing long will tell you that. I mean, I'm a blast to tell you that. I'm a blast to be able to play in this game. And God gave me so much blessing in life because, man, I played 12, 13 seasons overseas and I never hurt. I never have any serious injury. I never have any problem. I never have, I twist my ankle here. But to have a serious problem to miss the game, I mean, I never have that. So I felt like God, he just blessed me and blessed my career. And then I felt like I'd be able to do it and then take care of my body, prepare my body well, rest if I need to, just practice and, do what I'm supposed to do to keep my body going. Overseas is tough. A lot of people don't know, but if over here we play basketball, you get a break, you get a time off. But overseas, you play in a team, they will practice you like crazy. To be honest with you, you practice twice a day. You don't even before the game. You have game tonight. Usually you have shooter, but people overseas you have practice before the game. So,
That's
I mean, it depends. Some coaches, some coaches not like this, but some coaches for them, game to not mean nothing. You're gonna have a good practice in the morning, and you're gonna play a game at night. That's just how it is. So, I mean, I'll be able to use that. I mean, prepare my body and just take care of my body, do what I'm supposed to do to just keep me going. And, you know, I would say I don't know. My career is always to be blessed by God. God is having my plan, and then so far is everything worked well for me. You know, it would be nice to be in the NBA, but I had a great career and overseas, and I can't complain. I had a great life playing basketball, do what I love to do, and I mean, it's just great.
All right, well, I'd obviously like to thank Romain Sato for his time. Just an incredible player with an amazing story. I'd also like to thank Xavier Athletics, Heartland Bank, and, of course, all of the guests for taking part in this interview series. I'm blessed to be a part of Xavier Nation and hope you guys enjoyed this 10-part podcast series. Until the next time, go X. Love you guys. Thanks again for checking this out.
Brown against Burt. Brown starting his dribble. He moves in. He pops up. He shoots. Scores! Lenny Brown! Xavier wins it! The Muskies win it! 71-69! And the UC Bearcats are number 1 in the country, number 2 in their own city!